Hey guys, today we are talking about seasonal affective disorder or SAD. What causes it? What kind of symptoms are associated with it? And natural healing solutions. And so let's jump into this here. And so we know with seasonal affective disorder, it affects roughly 5% of the people in the US every year. That's roughly 10 million people. 4 out of 5 that have it are women. So it's obviously affecting women more than men and typically younger individuals, actually between 18 and 30. And so here are classic symptoms. You find yourself oversleeping, really having trouble waking up, daytime fatigue, you're craving carbs throughout the day, and oftentimes you gain weight. And of course, this happens during the winter season when you're not getting as much sunshine. So it's colder out, it's oftentimes overcast, and you're just tired. You're craving carbohydrates and sugar. You're feeling depressed. You've got weight gain. You're lethargic, and in some cases, you even have suicidal thoughts. And so this is where it can be really dangerous. And so there are many different types of depressive disorders. Okay, you've got major depressive disorder where the symptoms are lasting quite a while, longer than 2 weeks. You've got persistent depressive disorder where you're depressed most days for a 2 year period. You've got bipolar disorder where you can kind of have manias, postpartum depression after pregnancy. You've got premenstrual dysphoric disorder, which is basically right around, basically the hormone changes, increased estrogen, oftentimes can cause issues there. And then, of course, seasonal affective disorder and atypical depression. Seasonal affective disorder, of course, happens during the winter season. And so, main causes: poor sleep and circadian rhythm disruption, lack of good sunlight exposure, a vitamin D deficiency, gut dysbiosis or bad gut bacteria, chronic stress, and a lack of movement. So, let's go through this. So, your circadian rhythm is really, really important here. And that's really where light comes in and interacts with your pineal gland and your hypothalamus. And light is really a biological sensor. And so it's helping to program its biological information, telling us what's happening in our environment. And really, we wanna lock in and get early morning sunlight, right? That's important. It's to get sun or light early in the day, and then later in the evening to make sure that you're not around blue light or bright lights. Instead like red lights, candle light, things like that. So that way you can secrete more melatonin and sleep better. But disrupted circadian rhythm is a really big factor. Now, vitamin D also, if you're vitamin D deficient, and so many people are, depression is one of the common symptoms is associated with vitamin D deficiency. As a clinician, when I have somebody that has mood issues and depression, one of the first places I think of is making sure they're getting enough vitamin D. If you're feeling fatigued and sleepy throughout the day, that's oftentimes related to a vitamin D deficiency. If you're noticing greater pain sensitivity, something that may not cause pain for somebody else, but seems to cause pain for you, that can be vitamin D, muscle weakness as well. And vitamin D is also important for brain. So learning disorders, trouble remembering things, brain fog, getting sick, colds, fevers, flus often, that can also be related to vitamin D deficiency. Now, the gut health axis, the gut plays such an important role in what's happening in every area of our body. Believe it or not, it plays a big role in our cardiovascular health, our hormone health, and certainly our brain as well. And so if we have a gut infection, so we have parasites, candida overgrowth, candida releases gliotoxins and aldehydes, which can make us almost feel drunk. And that can often cause depression as well. We can have bad bacteria that release lipopolysaccharides or endotoxins that cause more inflammation in the brain. So that plays a big role as well that we've got to address. And then good sleep. We need good sleep. That's really where our brain detoxifies itself. And so the brain cells actually, or I should say the lymphatic system within the brain, the glial cells, go to work, and white blood cells will help break down damaged brain cells or the cellular debris, so mitochondria within the brain cells, and help rebuild new, healthier brain cells and new, healthier organelles, mitochondria within the cells. and help to basically reset the neurotransmitter balance, which plays a big role in our mood. So very, very important that we're optimizing our sleep. Now, here are some tips for a great night's sleep. We want to have our room cool, right? I actually like my room 64, 65 degrees, so very, very cool. Most people notice that they sleep better in a very cool room. Keep your room as dark as possible. So blackout shades, sleep masks, things like that, trying to make sure that ambient light isn't getting in. So if there's, clocks that are beaming out bright lights, turn them towards the wall, or put tape over them or something like that. Don't take caffeine within 8 hours of sleeping. Don't eat within 3 hours of sleeping, can really help you get a better night's sleep. Get sun exposure during the day. This is really important for SAD and for good sleep. Just if the sun is out, try to get at least 10, 15 minutes of good quality sun exposure. You can't obviously do that every day. Some days it's overcast, but do your best. Exercise regularly. Again, avoid bright lights. So dim your lights. Put on lights that have more of a reddish tone in the evening, and then wind down at 9 p.m. No, you don't want to have anything like, you don't want to have goals after 9 p.m. Otherwise, you're going to stimulate more dopamine, more adrenaline, and you're going to have more energy. And that's going to affect your ability to sleep. You're not going to get the right melatonin secretion. So a lot of people think, well, I get this second win, I want to do more things, I get excited after 9. But that's actually causing you to have circadian rhythm disruption and not be able to sleep well. So it's actually better to wind down and then really wake up in the morning and have more energy in the morning. Now, obviously, we want to really focus on gratitude. Gratitude is one of those things that can really shift our mood. So just everything you could possibly be grateful for. Grateful that you have, an index finger on your left hand. Grateful that you have a head of hair. Grateful that you had a bed to sleep on. Whatever it is, you want to just really, really be focusing on being grateful, and keep a daily journal of 3 things you're thankful for. So you're actually writing them down, and then tell someone in your life that, things that you appreciate, things that you're grateful for, and then also why you're appreciative of them that day. And so I think that's really, really important to do to help pull you out of a depressive place, right? It's actually really important to focus on gratitude. When you're grateful, it's hard to be depressed. Then get out and move your body. I know it's harder this time of year, in the wintertime, but get out and move. Go out, take a walk. If it's, the weather's any bit tolerable, and if it's not, go up and down your stairs, do air squats, lunges on your ground, things like that, that you can do in your home. So whatever you can do, just try to get your body moving. So movement is so, so important. Improves circulation, stimulates lymphatics, helps with neurotransmitters and brain function. It's very good for reducing tension in your body. And then also try to get some sort of high intensity exercise where you're really trying to get your heart rate up at a high level for a certain period of time. And I always recommend doing that roughly 3 to 5 times a week. So like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, doing some resistance training, strength training, things like that. Maybe running some intervals, some sprint intervals or something along those lines. Doing a cycling class, whatever you enjoy. And on the other days, do some sort of light movement. So that would, again, be like taking a walk. For some people, if you're fit like I am, you can take a jog. So for me, jogging is light movement, and it really makes me feel good. So try to make sure you're getting movement and exercise in on your daily schedule. And then making sure you're doing your best to try to get more sun exposure. We already talked about that. Trying to, have windows open or windows, around your apartment or your home where you can be looking outside, even if it's really cold, so that you're getting some of that sunlight. And the sun at different times of the day has different benefits. And so I always like to get early morning sun. I think that's one of the most powerful ways to energize yourself, give you more energy early in the day, is getting that early morning sun. Also testing your vitamin D levels. Most people are very deficient. Excuse me. So in the medical model, you're deficient if you're under 30 nanograms per milliliter. But in the functional model, the research shows that we actually want to be over 50 nanograms per milliliter. So really the optimal range is roughly 50 to 70. In certain conditions, we might want to get it up over that, but you're trying to get that roughly in that 50 to 70 range. And so I always recommend taking about 1,000 international units of vitamin D per 25 pounds of body weight. So if you weigh 150 pounds, roughly 6,000 IUs, 6,000 should be good. And then obviously trying to get good sun exposure as well. But taking vitamin D can really be helpful. Also using probiotics. We talked about that gut brain connection. So probiotics are very well studied for helping to balance the immune system, helping reduce autoimmunity and chronic inflammation, helping protect against infections, improving nutrient absorption, particularly things like B12, folate, iron, zinc, things that are very important for mood and neurotransmitter function. So probiotics can be a great supplement. If you're not noticing, if you take probiotics and you're still having a lot of gut issues, a lot of mood issues, you made changes to your diet, then you may need to work with a practitioner because there may be more significant gut infections that need to be addressed. But those things are really good things to be doing. And then, of course, trying to find ways to laugh. Getting a good laugh in with a friend, watching some sort of funny movie can be really helpful, or a comedy skit. Laughter is our best medicine. Really does a great job of boosting up endorphins, serotonin. So very, very helpful for our mood. It just makes life more enjoyable. And that can really help pull us out of a depressive funk. And then another supplement that's really helpful is getting omega-3 fatty acids. So taking some sort of high quality fish oil can be extremely helpful for your brain, for your eyes, cognitive function. I mean, just so helpful for your body. Taking fish oils is has been shown in the literature to be really, really effective for helping improve mood. So I highly recommend that. And then another thing that I know I do this, almost every day at this point, especially in the wintertime, is using red light therapy. So this morning where I'm at, it's dark, it's overcast, it was rainy, it's cold. And so I got on my red light therapy and I did 12 minutes, 6 minutes front, 6 minutes back. And there's so many great benefits to red light and near infrared. So that comes out of this machine stimulates mitochondria. And the mitochondria will produce energy, and depression very much from a physiological perspective is very much associated with dysfunctional mitochondria in the brain. So more that we can help improve mitochondrial function in the brain, the easier it is to feel better about ourselves and better about our situation. And it gives you better mental clarity, better cognitive acceleration to think sharply and quickly. So you get a lot of other benefits. Very good for circadian rhythm, setting your circadian rhythm, helping improve sleep quality. Great for reducing inflammation and pain, improving your skin health, collagen production. So a lot of great benefits. This is the one that I use right here. It's the Mito Red. I do have a link below that you can check out for that. But this would be great, something to have in your home to be using on a regular basis to help improve your circadian rhythm, your mitochondrial health, and it can also really, really impact your mood as well. So hopefully, guys, this is beneficial for you. You got a lot out of this training. Would love to hear your questions, your comments, and we'll see you on a future online training. Be blessed.